Lovers of freedom all over the world, I greet you. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? You are doing great, I trust. We don't want to waste time. From what you can see in the topic, in the caption, Emmanuel O. Remijius tenders apologies to men on ground, General Butuzo, Gentle Commander Holy Ghost, and the rest of the men on ground, accepting he ran propaganda, he ran blackmail against them. This is in accordance with my request to him last week. So I think he's the first person to comply with my request. I asked Adade Rama to do the same thing. She has not done that officially, but she's doing that with actions. Ngozi Raboeze is yet to do that. After apologizing to these men on ground who have sacrificed so much, Remijius requested that we will be better off if we are united. Adade Rama in one of her programs did similar thing. It's just that so maybe gradually she will come out of the hook. But the truth be told, she appears to be genuine. Just that this propaganda blackmailing issue, she is yet to totally get out of it. Yes, so we will also play a video to match what we will do, because we need to hear from Remijius himself and also examine, dissect what he will be rendering here. So I think we should get a little behind to hear from him. All right, let's listen to Remijius. We don't like to stay longer in programs these days. 20, 30, 40 minutes. I think 40 should be maximum for now.
yàrá ọ̀nà wẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀nà hand na over to ndị Fulani. Ọkụ osisi nọrọ na ya egbu ya kwuru. Asị ha na ha mee rekọdịn, biko mee nụ rekọdịn ka anyị gwa ndị mmadụ na ụlọ anọghọkwa witi Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. Ifu na ọtọ ya anọrịkwa ndị mmadụ egbu isi unu. Nna ama emume rekọdịn na ndị oge nkere ka ha nọ. How long internet? Onwe ihe a na-akọ na social media. Ha na-erekọdị na agwara ha. Na ihe a na-asọpọtụ kwa n'oge nke ruru. Na ha na-akọ sọpọtụ DPM. Ọ dịrịkwa gaba ha pụta were kere na-achụ nta ego. Na-asị ahịa ebiribia. Ndị na-akụwa akụ ihu ndị na-akụ ya ịkụwara n'ọrụ n'isi gị. Ihu na ụlọ akụwasa isi ya na grupu unu mekwa olu fọrọ. Asị unu na-enyere ndị mmadụ men on the ground na ọha nwa bakọrọ unu na unu na-abak men on the ground. Chineke akpọ n'ụlọ ọkụ na nke ikpeazụ a maka onweghị men on the ground unu na-enye 1 naira. I have 168 live views. Only 29.
Okay, you are hearing Emmanuel. So you can see how he has analyzed this development. He is to tender apology. Maybe I was the one that skipped that part where he apologized to. I skipped that part, but you heard him analyzing the scenario from a first-person point of view. But he had no contact with Butuzo. So I wonder how he is giving this first-person point of view analysis. You know. But you need to hear him. At least there is something good he did yielding to my request and putting up apologies to Butozo. So I think that apology, we need to go back to hear it.
My brother, I did not hurt you, but what I hate is criminality. Please put a stop to this, your criminal tendency. Anybody pushing you to do this, tell that person, this is the ending of the road. Please. In the beginning of PM, when he was trying to get the control of men on the ground, we made a lot of mistakes, which he later came and said. DPM also equally made a lot of mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But we thank God that at the end of the day, she was able to achieve 29 results. Today, let me play this voice. It was like I should play a voice. Like I should play a voice. I can play a thinking. Ndị otu oge nkere biko ọmụmasị unu nyere asị niile unu nyere biko ọ bụrụ na unu nwa na onwe unu na-efuru ka anyị hapụrụ ịbịa fight against onwe anyị. Ọ bụrụ na unu nwa Cordelia, thank you for £10 super chat. Ọ bụrụ na unu nwa na onwe unu furu oge nkere anyị na-awụ Nkuna. Biko ihe ndị ahụ m kwuru onwe nke bute ụzọ mere ka anyị focus on ihe a. Ihe ndị ahụ m kwuru bụ propaganda. Biko jeje dị ime n'akwụkwọ propaganda. Yes, I accept. Lekwe na onye dere m. Ọkwa propaganda n'isi bute ụzọ. Onwe nke bute ụzọ mere ka ihe ndị a na-aga. My brothers and sisters, ụmụnne m n'ime Christ, ndị omenala ibe m, ndị amaala ibe m.
All right, lovers of freedom, my Finnish investigative bureau agents who are going through all Biafran activities on the social networks, social platforms, all over the internet, please, the young man you are listening to is the one that propagated the lies that the men on ground who are the Biafran Liberation Army, who are under the leadership of Simon Ekpa, your citizen. This is the man that propagated the lies. He is here apologizing to our people. He has acknowledged and confessed that it was all lies. Simon Ekpa is not leading a terrorist movement. Simon Ekpa is leading a freedom fighting organization. He is having the overwhelming support of his people. It is strictly a popular opinion. He is acting on popular opinion. The same way the Finnish people restored their freedom through. That is the same way Simon Ekpa and his government is or has seen it as a point of duty to see to the freedom of our people. So the young man is tabling unreserved apologies. You might not hear because he used our native dialect. You might not hear everything he is saying, but at least you can hear where he is stating it clearly that it was propaganda, because according to him, he was misled there is internal wrangle amongst ourselves. Your disruptive activity, which amounted to what is called the arrest of our leader, brought in division. So we have been battling with the soul of the organization. Some of us, we point accusing fingers at ourselves. We think we are, some of us think that some of us, betrayed our leader, betrayed our cause. So because of that, these counter accusations and accusations kept coming. So everyone is doing anything to win support for the side of the divide he or she belongs to. So all the things you hear against the men on ground, which tended to paint a negative picture of them and their activities, they were all false. So this is the table from where the gossip, the blackmail, the lies emanated. So please get it straight. This man didn't mean what he was saying. He has just confessed. It was just a way of matching the other people who were equally, somehow maybe, were running their own propaganda against his own divide. So that is one of those things. In your own days, there was difference too. When you were fighting for the soul of Finland, there were counter opinions. You have opposing views, and it is like that. It is a normal social behavior. On the long run, we will arrest the situation. We will bring it to control. The truth will prevail. As Gamaliel told the Sanhedrin when the case of St. Paul was brought in his table, he said, if truly the gospel that St. Paul is propagating is genuine, he will excel. But if on the reverse it's wrong, he will fail. Surely he will fail. So this is how you should hold it. The man you are holding carries the vision of our people, which is about our freedom. God bless you as you take this. Fellow dear friends, Emmanuel Remijius have just taken the bold step to say the truth. He has just said it. Although we will still have to interrogate the things he's saying here and place some other videos from the same camp where he believes in, that is propagating their own gospel. Where there is this other guy in Finland who is always telling us about Simon's whereabouts. So the guy's own view will counter his own as we go. I will play this on.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I put two people in one government, and I put two believe whatever. And then about and Macoli wish Sibico and I put two propaganda government, USB government, one mind, one Biafra, and Dr. Elijah Kana because for those of you, Monday use Monday night and Canada, Monday night Kungali, coming all over Potus and Apotus I'm going to come to you, I'm going to come there. So I'm now walk Biafra, whatever. So because I come to
Okay, this is the voice of Butuzo that he is reacting to. You already heard this particular audio that circulated some days ago. So Butuzo was responding to something. We are not exactly aware of what exactly he's reacting to, but what is very clear now is there is reconciliation between Butuzo and the camp that Remijius believe in. So what we all want is Biafra. They should endeavor to stop propaganda. Butuzo will disagree with them tomorrow. There is always disagreement. They will start to run propaganda again. Remijius here said, I might not have the time to play everything. In this particular video, he said he hates lies. Maybe I should play small.
You heard when Butuzo said, Butuzo did not really mean it. They went and lied to this man. So in here, at the ending of the day, I think too apologetic. Maka propaganda anaga, amagham nke mesos, mkpọwakwu esabo. Nkwuna. Biko ihe ndị ahụ kwuru, onwe nke Butuzo mere.
Okay, like we said, now this particular propaganda he run. Ugo 247 also run the propaganda, which I used it to do a program. So where Ugo 247 said, Butuzo, you remember what we know your past, we know how you were, doing that. So 2021, 2022, and all of that, calling date. Ugo 247 has not stepped his foot here at home, but he's telling you how Butuzo, who has been working for us all this while, even from the date he was mentioning. So you can see where the mirisi bayen de puboro. But we continue to listen to Remijius.
I focus on here. Propaganda. Because they now propaganda. Yes, I accept. All propaganda. Nishi Butuzo. Away. Oh, you mean Anako? No, but they look all there. Like the woman now, can't you when Nishi Butuzo? All money more here come. Now you walk me now. Do you not capacity now walk on the top? When I tell you the one say, now this person, see no room.
Okay, you are understanding what Emmanuel Remijius is saying. That he wants to put himself in the shoes of Butuzo, someone who has paid the ultimate sacrifice all along, who is no longer enjoying the comfort of his home zones, who is no longer enjoying his marriage, who is no longer enjoying the love of his family, who is living second to normal animals in the bush. And tomorrow somebody comes up to, blackmail him, threaten him, that he will naturally feel very bad and possibly do anything possible. So he is now justifying Butuzo and faulting himself that his anger of his blackmailing Butuzo hitherto is something very, very bad. So that all Biafrans who also condemn Butuzo should stop condemning him, because he is acting like a natural man. Okay, but the only problem here is that he is now exonerating Butuzo because Butuzo has currently seems to be yielding to their own demand, or accepted them back. But he did not understand or remember that Ogenkere and some other persons that they are still blackmailing are people who have also sacrificed, who has been in the struggle even before the person they are now calling DPM. So it will be something very bad to come, because if you listen to him, he also said it will be very bad for something that Butozo has been in, then you will bring somebody now to come and do that. That was why Butozo made a statement now, but anybody about that, no, I wipe her. Now, because he can't just watch his sacrifice reaped by just strangers just like that, which was the same reason the DOS were revolting against Simon Ekpa. One of the reasons. And then Ogenkere, you check, Ogenkere was very prominent in the days of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was a massive donor. And in the time of Simon Ekpa, he was also, and then on and on. Then one comes to think about it. How come is Ogenkere now the person that should be pushed out? Let's say, according to Remijius, everybody have made mistakes in this struggle. So let's assume Ogenkere has made a mistake. And this mistake, because I don't know about the mistake yet, I don't know exactly. The one I know, I have rebuked him for the ones I know. One, you cannot be an account officer and refuse to tender account. Two, you cannot just come to show the level of arrogance, which he now apologized and said it was out of anger that you can't just come up and say you are dissolving the government where you are a fellow appointee and make yourself a leader. Now, you can't just do that. Not when you say you are going into a former statehood. You have restored Biafra, which is a normal statehood. Then you want to go there by imposition. Now, Remijius in this particular video said that why he is fighting against Ogenkere, that he has nothing. He apologized to Ogenkere as well. That is not born out of bitterness. It is born out of his nature of uprightness. So he is an upright man. That is why that he abhors lies. That is, he hates lies. He can take anything but not lies. Unfortunately, he accepted that he told lies against men on ground. So I have been trying to balance up that self-contradiction even till today, till now. I can't really put them together. Now, he went as far as saying that because of the lies of Ogenkere is why he turned against him to promote the Ngozi Orabeze's faction. Now, then somebody here chatted up. He said, no, this person, please, the caption is, the title Emmanuel Remijius gave is General Butuzo warns Akbarawa, Chiamaka Jere, and others to stop using. So you can type it like this and you'll get it and watch from him so that you know that I'm very detailed. I'm very apt. I'm not trying to add my own words. So he said, the person asked, but you are the chairman and grandfather of all propagandists in this movement. Then he came to, rebuke the person. Other persons, reacted. Now he began to say this way some of his fake followers. So he now began to emphasize on how much he hates lies. Now one of the person's commenters, they said, but when you are talking about these lies, that Ngozi Orabeeze is the architect of all lies. That is the grand queen, grandmother, the empress. I mean, the King Kong, the queen mother of all lies in this movement. And he said, no. Can you tell me where Ngozi Orabeeze lied? Even one, tell me. The person, I didn't follow up to the end. But I have got to tell you. Ngozi Rabueze did something. This is why I will continue to dig it out. You know, when Simon Ekpa, after the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa was so madly demarketed. Yes, the DOS who were having the structure, who had more privilege, by the nature of the appointment that Nnamdi Kanu gave them, those bunch of Ndushi. Now, by the nature of that appointment, by the virtue of that, not nature, by the nature and virtue, so yes. Now, they had edge over Simon. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, who knows Simon better? Who knows that Simon has some capacity, which made him to hold on to Simon and was not compelling Simon to sign the code of conduct and all of that deliberately, and at a point also gave Simon some rights, called on Simon from the detention facility through his lawyer to mount or to start running programs using the Radio Biafran platform, because he knows Simon's capacity. Now, these other people revolted against him because they were having the rightful platforms. I'm giving you what you will refer back in the future as we are going, because when I tell you, you will still see it. So when you just want to follow where you think, because there are more followers from this divide, you need to join that side where there is more followers. It did not take 1 year. That followership began to depreciate significantly. It didn't take up to 1 year. Why? It is always like that. The first people who are always in that relevance on a faulty ground, and I will still establish why it's a faulty ground. Ngozi started from that day of event to get sympathy. And there is something about Biafran people. Anything you do in the name of their leader, you get their attention. Because of the DOS, people were busy calling Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, Onyendu. So people thought that was how much they love Nnamdi Kanu. It was over time, from the development of things, people began to realize, yes, things happened. You can relate to. You can refer back to the situations then. Simon was so madly demarketed. At a point, Simon looked so frustrated. He was like, I should not have even joined this in the first place. He was busy warning, these things you people are doing, when I will open up the can of worms, I will not stop. He was busy warning, I will not stop. Now, when Ngozi used that thing, he got the mind of a lot of people. What did she use? She said, Oge Nkere has collected money from Nigerian government. She wants to stop this date. Oge Nkere, he wants to stop this declaration. Nobody cared to ask her, what is your evidence for saying this? Because they were having beef that period. So people were looking at Oge Nkere's countenance. They said, this thing might be true. So they didn't know. Why? There was an oversight function. Yes, Oge Nkere was in the organizing of that program. Yes, so if Oge Nkere lied, I'm not here even to cover up his own lies. So, but things that are already obvious, I am working on it. Now Ngozi said Oge Nkere he's a saboteur, and our people are so akin to that saboteur from the days of Ojukwu. So that saboteur is like a national anthem. So our people are afraid of saboteur because there was sabotage that led us to where we are today. So that sabotage, our people are too careful. So now Oge Nkere was told to the Biafran people that he's a saboteur, painted in that light. So now, when Oge Nkere, not being a very eloquent speaker, and the other one was an eloquent speaker, the narrative was twisted. Oge Nkere's bad character also, where he has this pride and has a way of being rude. So that in won the heart Ngozi won the heart of the rest of the cabinet, majority of the cabinet members, whom Morgan Kera at one time or the other have insulted. So this I'm giving you that. So now the whole thing worked, and every cabinet member have followers. Yes, directly or indirectly. So Remijius, I would also want you to still tender apology to Pastor Rose. Yes, because you remember my personal encounter with you. I pleaded with you that time. You and Adaderama was running propaganda against her. That's why some people are commenting now about you being a chief whip, while Ada is a majority leader in the affairs of propaganda and blackmail in the struggle. So please, Osita Ademma. So I'm not against you where you stand. We will all do our own how much we can. Yes, the rest will be left for God to continue. Please, I will still tell you about something. One of our big comrades who don't like to show himself showed me some things that we must do. There is something, I will paste it maybe on the comment section. We need to share that write-up to Finland. We need to share it so that Finland will know. Massively, we need to share that write-up using all our social platforms. We must share it, and also we must insist on release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, release Simon Ekpa. So we must share different things we are putting up. And there was a letter I told you in my last program, fellow Biafrans. That letter written to Fendi by a brother. Fendi, so professional. That letter is so coordinated, very, very well arranged. You must all post it. Post that letter. Let it go viral so that Fendi, the one that is for Finland, share it. The one for Fendi need to take up the cost of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's cases. He is now a very big brand ambassador, biggest of all to Fendi and to all brands even. He is the biggest brand ambassador anywhere. Yes, no celebrity make several appearances with one dress. Only Nnamdi Kanu, one dress as a brand. So now, when this woman introduced that, the thing sold. The thing got here, it went well. It went viral. So people began to see Ogen Kere from that point of view. So not too long, now she dissolved that, selling another lies, because Remijius said to that caller or that commenter that he is yet to see any lies from Ngozi Rabweze, because he Remijius cannot stand lies. So I'm giving you now. Now, the lies again that Ngozi sold is that Simon said immediately after the convention that we should dissolve the house. I did a program. I told you that Ngozi is not Mbe. Mbe is tortoise. It was Mbe, the tortoise, that took that title of we. Yes, that pronoun is tortoise because of his natural craftiness. Gave himself the name we. It's not, I don't think I can use it as a pronoun. That title, we. So is Ngozi also we? That means Ngozi is a crafty one, like I've always thought. So now Ngozi said she is now the we that will declare. Now she dissolved the cabinet where she was also appointed. Now, was that what Simon said? Remember, Simon was very clear about that. Dr. Damages in his program took his time to coerce Simon into clearing that part, as if he knew. Simon took his time to strengthen it. He made it very clear with very simple language. And he said, we will do this when this happens. We will dissolve this cabinet, this current cabinet as currently constituted, when after the declaration. Dr. Damages further inquired. He said after the declaration, but not immediately. After the declaration, we will now begin to seek for recognition. Then after we have been recognized by different countries and international organizations, after recognition, then we will dissolve the cabinet. After dissolving the cabinet, are we still to hold the power? Simon said no. This government will not continue to hold the power. After that, that was why he did what he did. They asked, what did you do? He tried to have a government in homeland. So that customary government will be the one now to take that sub-transition to who take over, who take charge after recognition, not the cabinet now as currently constituted. We will now transfer power to the government in homeland. Why? Because there is now recognition. Once you are recognized, there is support. So homeland will be almost in charge of the territory. So the government in homeland now, within a set period, I think 4 years, must necessarily work out transitional government. As a transitional government they will serve. Now work out organizing election. So Remijius, why do you tell Biafran people that you don't know the lies of Ngozi Orebeze? And she saw this lie because there is an originating lie that she's coming from, that this one is a traitor who don't want to. And remember, Nnamdi Kanu went to court. The person that said this is a government, Nnamdi Kanu, the court case, like Simon will always do, was supposed to be made more popular by the government. Unfortunately, Ngozi did not do that. Why? Because even already, ab initio, Ngozi said that they wanted to, Ogenkere, because he did not call his name at that moment, said they wanted to somehow stop the declaration by releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you begin to ask yourself, oh, so Ogenkere get that kind of swag. So they will release Nnamdi Kanu and stop the Finland declaration. So do you think that's what Simon would have wanted, for Nnamdi Kanu not to be released, so that he would do declaration? Okay, you ask yourself, after the declaration, what has changed? What changed? Gossip, blackmail, banter, hit basketballs, every left, right, basketballs. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu, the man who has paid the ultimate price, will still remain under incarceration, so that you will do declaration. I beg you, better go and apologize. They have carried out some ritual. I saw him, Kanu Takano, with elders of Afaruku. They were carrying out some enchantment and divinations. Libations I wanted to use. Pouring libations. Carried enchantments, divinations. Because, and therein Kanunta exonerated himself of anything, and he even went to say, as far as saying, even including his own family members, anybody in his family who has anything to do with that. So you can see, when Remijius is looking for lies, I'm pointing out to the lies. They said they were recruiting new people. Now, according to Emmanuel Remijius, that was lies. Adarama first said it. Now, the recruitment they are talking about, because according to Emmanuel Remijius, that when they talk about that recruitment, they presented it in the light of these new people to be recruited coming to, take power from Butuzo or to oppose them, which triggered Butuzo to say he will wipe them. So according to, now, Daddy Ramak took her podium to say it was propaganda, no recruitment anywhere. No recruitment anywhere. So when you begin to enumerate the lies too many. The lies too many. What has she not lied about? Virtually everything. Virtually everything. So now you can see. Are you still looking for now for you now to get what I said clearer? I will want to play on.
Do not buy this water flosser unless you want gingivitis and bad breath. Trust me, when you use.
All right. I want to play from a source.
Yes, again, dear friends, good morning to you all from here. There's this news that has been circulating by Ogenkere and his cohorts that they will be sit at home on Thursday and on Friday, which said to be 13th and 14th. And I want you people to disregard that information. It is not true. What Ogenkere and his
see the person
cohorts are doing is just to know if the Biafrans are behind him, and because they have lost their relevancy and they are trying to be relevant when they are not. And trust me, the government of United States has taken this act legally. So Ogenkere and the rest of his people will be taken legally because of this deceit that they have been deceiving our people, Biafrans. And
when you are looking for whom Daddy Rama was telling you, I think some days ago, about 3 days ago, that the person was giving updates about Simon Ekpa, telling you the beautiful things about Simon Ekpa, that they will even say Finland will compensate. Now this man is the talk. One, because this man doesn't know any damn thing about Simon Ekpa. He doesn't know anything about Simon Ekpa. It is even this same Remijius that is in Africa here that knows a little, at least, for using his phone to go through a Finnish source. Then he would translate using translator to get the meaning in English. So now you see, this person has contradicted Remijius. They are in the same camp, so you still get one thing now. He said you should disregard the call for sit at home 2 days that they are telling you is coming from General Butuzo's camp. Now, Remijius told you that this voice note that Butuzo gave, that Butuzo has pledged to work with Ngozi Rabueze. Ngozi Rabueze, okay? Now, Butuzo did not say anything like that. Butuzo said that he don't want to be in propaganda government, that we have only one Biafra, one United States of Biafra. Yes, that he acknowledged this United States of Biafra, and that is the only government that he wants to follow. So the United States of Biafra was declared, and Ogenkere was part of the declaration. Van was part of the declaration. That means they know there is United States of Biafra. But what they are saying is that we are still using the Brigade government. We are still using the name Brigade because once we begin to use United States of Biafra, power will have to go to the government in homeland. They will be the ones in charge. Why this Ogenkere, according to their logic, which is very apt, after declaration, what Simon said is we will start to still use Brigade to pursue recognition. The brigade is a structure. The government is United States of Biafra. You get it clear? Yes, we have voted to adopt the name because we are restoring the Biafra that once existed. But we have adopted a new name for it. That is United States of Biafra. Now, they are going to use the brigade, which is the government, the structure of Simon Ekpa, where Butuzo is working under and his colleagues. Now, they are using that structure of Simon to pave way, crave for international recognition or acceptance. Saying after they have been accepted, according to the ordinances of Simon Ekpa, they will now transfer power to the government in homeland, who now will be betrothed the power, the transitional rights, the power to transit power or to conduct election. You get that? So now, when you get the statement from this particular brother here, you will see that he is telling you that Remijius said that Butuzo was addressing Biafrans, telling them now that she is with Ngozi. That means to say, according to Remijius, the apology he tendered was to Butuzo and the rest of the men on ground, specifying Butuzo and Holy Ghost. Then the broadcast declaring the 2-day sit at home in honor of the fallen heroes or the Biafrans that were pied by the Nigerian security. And the person that did the broadcast was the Commander Holy Ghost, who is the secretary of the command. So, and the Butuzo gave us Holy Ghost, whom Remijius now acknowledges as being, I think, working in consonance with Butuzo, and whom he has blackmailed because he was working with Butuzo. So anybody that worked with Butuzo, he blackmailed them on wrong information. He did that not because of wickedness, according to him, because he was disinformed or out of emotion. So now he has tendered his apology to Holy Ghost because he knows that Holy Ghost is together with Butuzo. So he apologized to them for running blackmail against them and begging them to forgive him. Kneeling down, he said he knelt down. So now, that is to say, this guy who is now telling you that you should disregard that has contradicted Remijius. So you can see that two of them, they are running contradiction, because Holy Ghost is with Butuzo. Holy Ghost declared that this is coming from the table of Butuzo, and Butuzo did not say he is against what Holy Ghost. So, and Remijius acknowledges that Butuzo and Holy Ghost are still the men in charge, and this one is now telling you you should disregard that. Now, to you, does it sound well now that Butuzo has said, I am working with Ngozi, I am against the propaganda? Then how does it mean, how did Butuzo's comment mean that Ogenkere was running propaganda? Then from the analysis of Remijius, does this suggest that Butuzo called Ogenkere propaganda government? If he does not, that means what Remijius said about how Butuzo was approached by Ogenkere is not true. You understand? It is an if statement. If this is this, then this. If this is this, then this. You get it now? So you can see that what you don't know is bigger than you. Now, going to that area where I mentioned, Nnamdi Kanu went to court. Ngozi could not market that till today because there is something that she has to explain. If she is really in for this, it is her duty to make sure it goes, that the matter of Nnamdi Kanu goes very viral. When Simon was there, Aloy Ejimakor has defended him severally. When the AIT tried to impose or put words into his mouth, he was there to say it very clearly. But why is everything happening now? Now, Ngozi or Abueze, Remijius just called for unity, according to him, because he perceived lies, which I have been able to put Biafrans through now, that the real lies is coming from you, who said what Simon did not say, who introduced account where Simon made a very categorical statement about this account, and said it very clearly to Biafran people that this account can only be used for charity. That word is very clear. Simon still said, any money that goes to this account cannot be used for so things. Maybe that is why there is loopholes when you can't pull these monies. So if you are sincere, why not find a way and make peace? Make peace. Anybody that is fake, the person will expose himself by himself. So why not find a way to make peace? And I did a program, I said something. I said, the woman that slaughtered her own child was the one that told King Solomon, let us cut the child into pieces. And like all of us have always known, the divide and rule tendency is an idea it's a policy or approach that the people that want us not to have our freedom have been using since. Yes, the Great Britain used that, the Fulani are still using that. The politicians, even our own indigenous politicians in Nigerian state, are still using that. They divide us so that they will keep ruling over us. So if you are all in for, no matter any call from any quarters, for you to cease fire and allow peace to reign, and if you are adamant, insisting that it's not possible, you cannot do that, then why do you think we should not think otherwise? You must come in terms with this spirit of camaraderie. The spirit of camaraderie is the spirit of unity, peace, tranquility. That is why you must bend. If you are real, you must bend. That account issue I am talking about, Simon Ekpa had to bend before he was able to secure that account. It was passed on from Nnamdi Kanu's time. Nelly was busy marketing Idu. Simon wasn't comfortable with Idu, but Simon had to cooperate until he was able to. Simon was able to defeat the DOS criminals because he has the tactics of cooperating. Simon had always preached peace. Your difference with Ogen Kere, Simon have meddled into the matter now and again. Now and again and again. So now you can see, Remijius, you need to step down from the vehicle of propaganda totally. Accepting is wise. It's wise. It is right to accept you are doing this. But you must not remain in that forever. Thank you. Thank you. But beyond just this guy went on to say Ogen Kere wrote to Finland to release Simon Ekpa and forgive him. Then that was the area I touched, that he is not up to date. He is just coming to gain relevance. Most of these people, what they do and why they support Abhors is just the same reason that those media warriors, Methuselah and all of them were supporting DOS then, because DOS was more relevant than Simon that earlier stage. So all of them were supporting. They want to be in the limelight. They want to still have more viewers because every month they get money from YouTube. So that is all that interests them. They are not interested of the consequence of their actions, the effect at the long run to all of us collectively. So all of us as a collective does not matter. It is how much will I get at the end of the month, how much viewers, who will have much more viewers, how many people give live gifts and all of that. This guy made this comment that Oginkere was paid, because this is the same thing that Abhors has been doing, calling everybody traitor. Maybe one day she will still reconcile with the negotiators, the lobbyists, Elias and the rest. Now she have also called Elias a traitor, Oginkere a traitor. Now, how you now know the lies? Again, the bigger lies. When Butuzo has been confirmed as the man who has been paying his dues, paying really with his colleagues, whom some of them have paid with their lives, and so when they are doing this thing, somebody comes in to tell you these people are traitors. What do you expect? What else do you want something? Or how else do you know lies? But Remijius is saying that the lies is from Oginkere. But this is the person that told us that these persons are traitors. This is the same person that told us that the negotiators, the lobbyists whom Simon was holding very high, are traitors. That this same everybody that has worked in the interest of this organization have become traitors. Now this man is telling you Oginkere wrote letter to Finland, asked them. Now when I say this, Remijius gave a link of a source in Finland, a news source. He gave a link or a news source to Biafrans who are following him, that they should check the news. And what is there is that beyond terrorism charge, Simon is new cases have been opened up for Simon, and according to that source, they say it is extraordinary case. It is unusual. So Simon is not going. Now, Remijius demanded that we must get international lawyers for Remijius, for Simon, and it must come from the pocket of Biafrans, and we must get the same thing that Roma was, craving for. And we must also carry out some protests to show our concern and let the world know this is what's happening, the intimidation. So will they there in the international stage also intimidate us? So now this whole thing, this guy is telling you. Now he said that the letter that the guy Oginkere wrote, was to indict. Now you ask him, which one now that did Ngozi Abhors write, which will not be to indict Simon? So you can see the man that is even taking the step. They said he is writing because government paid him money to write that, because they want to indict Simon. Now the indictment that all of us so clearly is not taken into cognizance. This is the one that they are taking into cognizance. Indicting Simon, how? Then you are told this, you are not asking for proof. Tomorrow you want to question why Obi Kubana is not supporting you. Tomorrow you want to question why Flavor is not coming to support you. Why everybody? No, you see, how would they come when they already know their fate, that they will be blackmailed at the end of the day? And later on, the people will ask for forgiveness for blackmailing them. Okay.
The 5 governors in the southeast, all of you are illegitimate. 60 days and we are counting down. The next coming days will be very brutal. That's what they are doing.
All right, let's not continue with that. This our big comrade who don't want to show himself is saying we should share this hashtag. Hashtag, let's see it. Hashtag, distance yourself from Nigeria. Hashtag, distance yourself together. Distance yourself from Nigeria. Alexander, stop. Share that particular program where I told you to share. I told you to share it yesterday in my program. You need to share it because the letter there is very, very important. The letter. Share the letter so that the letter will go viral. Fendi should take up the cost of Nnamdi Kanu's legal battle. Then, so thank you as you share. Remember, we'll meet again. I don't know if this is my last program here. If they still allow me to use the platform, I'll be glad. So we meet again. For the Fofana for. Yeah, for Taka for Echi. The man.